Game 7 of 8 of the preseason schedule for the Leafs. We're almost there. We're almost there. One more to go on Saturday night against Detroit. Next Wednesday, I guess this upcoming Wednesday, is when the Leafs finally get the regular season underway. It's a very long preseason. 8 games just feels like forever. But with this being the last game of the preseason for the main guys, the regulars, the Nylander, Marner, Matthews, Riley, all this stuff, you wanted to see some good stuff, right? It doesn't mean anything, but you'd like to see it heading into the season. And boy, oh boy, did those guys look good. Nylander, Marner, Matthews. I thought Tavares looked decent as well. I thought they looked very good. They looked very good, and good. Yeah, you won in overtime, 4-3 over the Detroit Red Wings. Albeit Detroit barely had any regulars playing, and you got to give those guys credit, man. They fought. Albeit there's a lot of younger players and guys fighting for roster spots. So I understand them playing with that sense of urgency and that sense of we need to play as hard as possible. So I get that and I credit them for it. All the power to them. But let's break down the game. First period, Nylander kind of strips the defender of the puck as they're exiting their own zone. And Marner ends up picking up the puck, entering the zone, getting everyone baited on him. And Nylander, meanwhile, is kind of swooping through the neutral zone and flies down the middle of the ice. Marner hits him with it, and everyone's thinking shot, lying down in the defense. The defenders are lying down. You had Alex Lyon coming way out of his net. Nylander's like, I'm just going to go to my backhand and slide it right in the empty cage. The Leafs got a 1-0 lead. Nylander with his first goal of the preseason. Marner with the lone assist at 3:24 of the first period. Then Danielson. A couple minutes after that, beautiful tip in front of the net, beating Ilya Samsonov. Can't blame him on that one. It's a 1-1 game. About 6 minutes after that, they get a power play, and it doesn't take very long because Berggren, a gorgeous, gorgeous shot. Short side cheese on Ilya Samsonov. If you're Samsonov, you probably want that back because you went down a little early and it's short side. You never like that. But beautiful shot from Berggren, and it's a 2-1 Red Wings lead. Late in the first period, though, Leafs get a 2-man advantage, and it's funny because they had one 2-man advantage all year last year, and it took the beginning of April for them to get it? And they got one here in preseason with about 40 seconds to go, and Tavares passes the puck down low to Marner, I believe. It might have been vice versa, but I think that was the case. And Marner fires it in front of the net to Austin Matthews, and a gorgeous one-timer beating Alex Lyon. 8 seconds left in the first period. I think the 2-man advantage just expired, so it was a power play goal for Austin Matthews, his first of the preseason. Tavares and Marner grab assists in the goal, and the Leafs have tied the game at 2. Shots on goal in the first period were 13-10 in favor of the Leafs. And we move to the second period. And about midway through, it says 8 minutes in, Jared McIsaac, painful turnover right into the neutral zone, fanned on the pass, and Bertuzzi's right there to pounce on, and it fires it far side, beats Alex Lyon, and the Leafs are back out in front. It's 3-2. However, with under 2 to play, they dump it down to the Leafs end. Ilya Samsonov picks it up, tries to fire it around the net. Gets knocked down, and they score. A stinky one for Ilya Samsonov. That goal was at 18:25 of the second period, and just like that, it's a 3-3 game. And we go into the intermission, 10-10 in shots. The Leafs are only winning, was it 23-20 in shots in the first 2 periods. They should be beating them a lot better. However, it does feel like they're playing better, so we'll see how the third period goes. Well, the Leafs dominate the third period. 14-3 in shots on net. The zone time was off the charts. The chances were off the charts. Alex Lyon just made some big-time saves. And we head to overtime. Matthews entering the offensive zone, stops on a dime, and passes it to Willie Nylander. Again, coming down the neutral zone, right, while all the defenders have backed off. Because when Ben Sherratt tries to get in front of Nylander's shot, he's already flat-footed, so he ain't going anywhere. He just hopes this thing hits him. Problem, he's standing right in between the hash marks, and it goes off the stick of Ben Sherratt as Willie Nylander rips one, and it beats Alex Lyon for the overtime winner, Nylander's second goal of the game. Austin Matthews and Jake McCabe grab assists on the overtime winner, and the Leafs win it 4-3. They outshoot them 1-0 in OT, and shots on goal for the game were 38-23 in favor of the Leafs. They really turned on the third period. They looked really, really good to end the game, and that's what you like to see heading into the regular season. Special teams-wise, Both teams were 1 for 5, and 3 of the Leafs penalties that they had were Simone Benoit. And I kind of like the guy because I like the big size of him, but yeah, 3 penalties, not a fan of that. Definitely not, no matter how weak they are. All right, and face-offs were 34-20 in favor of the Leafs, and I'm going to say a lot of that, but Fraser Minten. Yet again, I'm loving myself some Fraser Minten, guys. I've said it in the first few preseason games. Him and Matthew Nyes have some sort of chemistry. I don't know where the hell it came from, but it looks really good out there. And Fraser Minten, again, at one point he was 6-0 in the faceoff dot. I think he lost the next one and made it 6-1. I don't know how he ended the night, but just a really sound game. Defensively, he's always on the right side of the puck. Offensively, he's got the offensive instincts. He had that one play really early on in the first period. Bats one down out of midair and gets a good chance on net. You love what you saw from him. That's why he's playing right now. At 19 years old, you think, well, he's back in junior, getting ready for the OHL season to start. I think, it's actually already started. So you'd think he'd be there. But no, he's caught the eye of the Leafs brass, Sheldon Keefe and the coaching staff, and it's well-deserved. He looks very good out there. And by the way, he's 6'1" as well. So there's that, and he's a center, and he's won some faceoffs. Albeit he's not, you're not facing the top-notch centers in the league. He's facing a bunch of guys that maybe probably in the AHL or in junior. So there's that, but he dominated them, and it's beautiful to see. So I'm loving myself some Fraser Minten, and honestly, if Fraser Minten playing 3C means that Nylander's back off to the wing and doing stuff like he did today, then sign me up. Like, absolutely sign me up for that. But we'll see how it progresses. Maybe they'll send him back to junior. I don't know how it's going to progress, but love what I saw from Fraser Minten again today. And the only player I didn't like was Ilya Samsonov. How many times today was his stick out of his hand? Like, my God. He's like flopping around like a fish, and I hate it. You guys know, if you've watched my videos last year, you know that I'm not a fan of Samsonov because of that reason, where he always looks out of position, flying around like crazy, and he's going to hurt himself. It's just what it looks like all the time. That's why I'm a Joseph Wall guy, because I like the quiet, calm, cool, collected in the net. But for Ilya Samsonov, a rough night. 3 goals on 23 shots, led to that, obviously the third goal being that rough turnover that he had. I didn't think he had a bad game overall, but the flopping around, the losing the stick, the bad turnover, just not a very sound game for Ilya Samsonov. And you want that, right? Because he's going to be starting game 1 against Montreal. So you want him to go into that game feeling good. Today wasn't that great. But no matter what, it is what it is. It's preseason. Move on to the next one. And that next game is on Saturday. The final preseason game. Thank God it's over. As the Leafs are in Detroit, taking on the Red Wings, and the Leafs expect them to have their second stringers. Don't expect Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Samsonov. Don't expect any of these guys to be in the lineup. You expect a lot of Fraser Minten, maybe probably Matthew Nyes, and some of the other guys that'll be up there playing in that game in Detroit on Saturday night to close out the preseason, right? So you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and watching a meaningless game, but it go nice for your team, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below, so follow up there if you have not done so already, and I'll talk to you guys. Of course, I'll be here on Sunday, Raptors edition, game 1 of the preseason against the Sacramento Kings in Vancouver at Rogers Arena? Rogers Place? That's going to frustrate me now. Give me a second. I really thought I had that in the bag, and then I said place or Rogers Arena. There we go. So the Raptors take on the Kings, 8 o'clock tip-off there in their first preseason game. And as for the Leafs, their final preseason game goes on Saturday night in Detroit against the Red Wings. 7 o'clock puck drop there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and are ready for the season to begin. We'll talk to you guys then.